Hey kids, today we are going to take a virtual field trip to Solid Ground Farm. Come along!
Hey everybody, I'm Weston and we're here at Solid Ground Farm in my forest garden. A forest garden is like a forest that you'd find here in the woods, except I've replaced each component of the forest with something that's edible or useful to me, medicinal plants or things to feed my livestock. So almost everything around here I've planted for food. As in a normal forest, you have things growing down low, like the ground cover, and then you've got shrubs above that, and then you've got sort of like mid-layer trees, and above that there's the canopy trees. So we're trying to mimic that idea so that we can pack as much stuff in here as possible. So right here, this is a mulberry tree, which I hope you've tasted. This is a great native fruit tree, and it's done fruiting for the year, but it's got really tasty berries that are like a blackberry, and they're super sweet and juicy, and you can pick them and eat them straight from the tree. The leaves I also use for a tea. You can strip off the leaves and dry them and then use them in a tea blend, or you can even cook them and eat them like that. And I like to feed them to my sheep because they're really high in protein. So we'll collect some and we'll take them and feed them to the sheep. So this is our friend Sheila, and she was born at the farm. And her mother had triplets and wasn't able to take care of all three of them. So we brought Sheila home and raised her at our house and bottle fed her and took care of her. And so now she really likes people and she follows us around. She loves pets. And she really enjoys it when the kids bring her food. And mulberry leaves are one of her favorite. So Sheila is a Katahdin sheep, which is, they're called a hair sheep, and they shed their hair. Instead of being sheared, their hair just falls off naturally. I've also got a lot of trees. I planted this shrub, is called a gummy berry. And it's got a delicious red berry. And this tree is helpful, this shrub, because it takes nitrogen from the air, a gas, and it puts it into the soil and shares it with other plants. So it helps feed all the other plants around it. And it makes berries, so super fun tree. Back here, this one is an apple tree that doesn't look like it's doing really well this year. But it made some apples, and we make apple cider. And if the apples rot and fall to the ground, then sometimes we'll bring in pigs, and the pigs will come through and eat the apples, and then they poop and they're fertilized. Fertilizer helps feed the other trees. So we want to make it an ecosystem just like a forest. So we run a school and a summer camp here at the farm. And we do a lot of foraging. So just like other animals, we climb through our environment and we look for food and then just eat it right there on the spot. And this tree makes me feel sort of like a monkey. So just like they would do, we have to climb up and look for fruit. And the kids love coming up into this tree. And I don't let them go as high, but all the fruit, they've picked all the fruit down low. So I have to get way up top now. So you come down and you have a nice snack. This is called an Asian pear. And it's sort of crunchy like an apple, and it's super sweet and delicious. So special treat. You gotta work for it though. So this is a mocker nut hickory tree. And it turns this nice yellow color in the fall, and we'll start dropping its leaves. And it's also, if you sit here long enough, you'll hear it drop nuts periodically. And they're this nice large nut that's, they're related to pecans, and they sort of taste similar. Except this one has like a nice banana pecan flavor to it. It is a really tasty nut. And you can come around, it drops so many nuts. You just walk around and pick up a bucket full in no time. And then I've got this special nutcracker that we'll go break them open with. So this is a nice manual, sort of old-fashioned nutcracker. These hickory nuts, they're super tough, so they need this big handle to get enough energy to break through it. It cracks out, and then the white part inside, that's the nut meat, and that's what you eat. And it's really tasty. You can just eat it fresh or roast it, use it in pies and all sorts of stuff. But it's hard to get out of there, so you got to get a nut pick and scrape it out. But this was like a staple food of native people who lived here a long time ago. And I've actually found on the property an old relic nutcracker. It's a stone base that they'd put the nuts in, and there's little divots, and then they just smash them with a rock. So for thousands of years, people have lived in this area, and they've been eating hickory nuts just like we're doing now. My favorite part of the farm is, well, we've got like an obstacle course too, and so everywhere there's things to climb on and jump on, and as you run through, there might be some ripe fruit, and you can stop and take a break and eat a mulberry, pick an apple, whatever it might be. Thanks for coming to the farm, I appreciate it.